All right.
Hey, welcome everybody to Reality Bites, our new time,
Yes.
7 p.m.
Yes.
And we are talking about Cane Bay Plantation today.
Big deal.
Specifically, there is a massive proposed development called Lake Village. It's going to consist of 5,500 dwelling units on 2,000 acres of land right off of Highway 17. And just last week, the Berkeley County Planning Commission held a meeting where the community showed up in force and said, pump the brakes, pal.
Yeah. And if you are here locally, we're thankful that you're here with us. And honestly, kind of like how we talked about last week, we are realtors in the area. So we are taking a huge risk bringing you this information because we want to help you and we want you to move here. We want to help you when you do that. And here we're bringing this news that's like, yeah, data centers, bleh, yeah, new development. Bleh. So trust us, like we want to bring it to you because that's how we roll. But like, we also want you to understand, like, we're taking a risk here doing this. So we get it.
Yeah. And we're going to give you both sides of the argument or proposal.
Yeah, there you go.
Some of you already live here and you know how what's happening and you're using your voice to make your voice known. And then other people are thinking of moving here.
Yes.
And we want to give you an honest picture of what Cane Bay Plantation is all about and what's coming up most likely in the future.
Yeah. Full disclosure, we live here in Cane Bay. So we, just we're coming at it from the perspective of, yes, we want to help you move here, and yes, we also live here. So we know these things very, very firsthand. So before we get to that though, really quickly, stick around to the end. We're going to give you some talking points and walking points so that you know what to do after watching this live stream. And then also toward the end will be the Gen X fun fact that this guy likes to bring toward the, lighten the mood a little bit so that we can take it back in the day when everything was awesome. So anyway, let's get to the groundwork about this. So as Dan said, if you are thinking about moving to this area, you might be saying, oh, it's a great neighborhood, and oh, Cane Bay Plantation, and oh, we've got the Publix, and we've got all these great things. Yes, all of that is true. And we, again, full disclosure, we live here. We did the exact same thing you might be doing, watching the videos, learning the neighborhoods, all of that. Mm-hmm. Now, Berkeley County is where Cane Bay Plantation is located. And then we are right off of Highway 17A, I guess. And so it's got great schools. It's got great, amenities. Cane Bay is the mothership. And then within Cane Bay, that's the way I like to describe it, is all of these little baby neighborhoods. Some of them have big amenity centers. Some of them have little. Some of them are 55 plus. But we're all on the mothership of Cane Bay Plantation. And so this scenario that we're talking about today is within Cane Bay Plantation. So just to kind of lay the groundwork there for you.
Yeah. And, this place is popping. I mean, and if you have an area where there's a lot of fast growth, guess what? There's going to continue to be more fast growth because the desire is there. The people want to move here. And, we understand it's a beautiful place. And just keep in mind, Cane Bay is a master plan community. So they're always going to be designed to be building in phases over time. And what we're talking about today is being proposed as the final phase.
Air quotes.
So the last
for those
chapter,
listening on the podcast, air quotes, final.
It's a big deal.
Yeah. Okay. So let's lay it out. So they have proposed about 2,000 acres. Babe, pull up that picture so that picture can come up while I'm talking about it. For those of you on the podcast, the audio podcast, Dan is pulling up a proposal of the area. There's already a lake there. And so it's about 2,000 acres. That's a lot of land and about 5,500 dwelling units. Now, I would love to say single family residences, but that's not the case. Dwelling units is a multitude of things. It's going to be single family. It's going to be multifamily. It's going to be townhomes. It's going to be mixed use, which would be like a some sort of retail on the bottom and maybe apartments or, loft rental space on top, which, many downtown areas have, and they have the potential to be very, very cool. It's also got, there's going to be community centers. There's going to be sports. There's also a proposed golf course. There's another fire station, another school. So like everybody's going to have something, right? There's going to be something for everybody, I think is the better way to word that. So
this project is called Lake Village. The developer is the Gramling Brothers Real Estate.
Yeah.
And Ben Gramley has been building in this area for a long time. They've partnered with DPZ. Now, my name is Dan Przybylski, and there's a Z in my last name, but I have nothing to do with it.
No relation.
DPZ Co-Design Group,
which
is the urban planning firm, and they've got a pretty good reputation. The idea is they want it to be walkable, like Angel said, a mixed use area, and maybe having a town center. And for some people, it's like, hey, this is exactly what Cane Bay has needed. They need restaurants. They need more commercial access to commercial, like we don't have a UPS or a FedEx.
Oh,
it drives me nuts.
Or a post office.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just something easy like that.
So instead of us having to go to Nexton or having us have to go into downtown Somerville, that could be a benefit to us for sure.
Yeah. And, it's important to keep in mind as well, like this was originally planned for 9,000 units. And they have, cut that in half. And they are proposing only 5,500. So again, air quotes, only 5,500, which is a good and a bad in that sense, where they can get more of their development done in a more spacious way. It's not cramming and slamming, but it's still 5,500 units with the potential of it being 15,000 more people into this community. That means cars. Everybody has at least one car, if not two or three. That means more traffic on very 2-lane highway road. Is that what you call it? A 2-lane highway? It's 2 lanes, right? Yep. One way the other.
Yep.
And it's just already really impacted as it is here in Cane Bay. So bringing this new development to the community without a lot of
proactive planning.
Yeah, planning on making sure that it's not just going to be like, well, here's another, 15,000 people trick or treat.
Yeah, just to kind of show you, this is a aerial view map from Google Maps, and
on the audio podcast, Dan is showing the lake as it is now and all the trees around it.
These are the bodies of water, and then here's where they're planning on developing. Here's where they're planning on developing.
Yeah.
So anything where you see trees, there's going to be less trees.
Yeah. This is what we don't understand. Like the whole area is full of trees, and then they knock them down, put houses, and then put little baby trees.
Yeah, and they say, oh, these are going to be great shade trees in 15 years.
And we're like, you could have just left the trees and built the houses around them. Yeah. Like that doesn't make any sense to us.
Well, and that's kind of why the situation on May 27th went the way it did, because the Berkeley County Planning Commission held their public meeting on the proposal, and the community, they responded. They showed up. It was an over 2-hour meeting. Neighbors, longtime residents, they were saying, hey, we want our voice heard. And the commission unanimously voted to postpone any approval of this expansion.
Keywords there, postpone any approval. The good news is, like I said at the beginning, we're going to give you some calendar dates to be on the lookout for and what you can do with that. So right now we're in a holding pattern. They've hit pause, and we're going to share some of the information that came up at that meeting from other local residents. So next to Cane Bay is a community called Wynwood and Lakewood. And they have actually been here longer than Cane Bay. They are neighborhoods with dead-end streets. They are neighborhoods that are far and wide older than Cane Bay Master Plan community is. So some of those residents got to the microphone and said a few things. The first one, the lady said, her name was Christy Jett, And she said, I've lived here for 26 years. So that's, early 2000s. And when she first moved here, Domino's wouldn't even go to her house because they were like, sorry, too rural. Too rural.
You're in the country.
Yeah, we don't even know where you are. So clearly that's changed. Here, read the other lady, Ashley Taylor.
Oh yeah, Ashley Taylor grew up in the Lakewood neighborhood her whole life. She's now leading the petition to stop the dead-end roads in her neighborhood from being opened up to connecting traffic. And she said people already fly through the neighborhood since Cane Bay opened. There were 3 accidents in a month and half at our stop signs.
Yeah, it's rough when you think about it because you're just like, okay, we love that they listened, right? We wanted them to hear from the community, but like we also want there to be an acknowledgement of hearing from the community of like, you know what? We will do XYZ in the meantime. We will, I don't know. Anyway, I'm getting off track, but we want to make sure that we're giving you the information as a way to let you know what to expect when you move here. Like we love living here. We love all that Cane Bay has. We chose it from California, for crying out loud, like for a specific reason. And so we understand what it's like to be looking at this on video and being like, wait, what? And we certainly wouldn't want to work with you and then have you be like, you didn't tell us.
Right.
So that's really the key, is that we understand not only because we're realtors and whatnot, but also because of the ebb and flow and the push and pull of living here and wanting more development at the same time.
Yeah. Well, and then some of the residents also brought up environmental issues, like what's it going to do to the wildlife, or what's it going to do to the air quality?
Our geese.
And yeah, we have lovely geese in our backyard, and we would hate for any development to make them not want to be here.
Yeah.
Because it's fun. Yeah.
So one of the other things that came up, and again, we don't want to just throw all this data at you and have you be like, okay, now what? Like Dan said, we're going to give you good information to take away. But so the Berkeley County School District wrote a letter to the developer. You want to pull that one up here? It's this,
sure.
It's this slide, babe. And they basically said, okay, well, if you're going to bring in, 15,000 more people, we're going to need more schools. So Berkeley County School District, would win in that scenario. But they also said that they wanted those, what did they call them? School impact fees. Very vague. I don't know what that is, to be passed on to the builder. And so that's now one of the things that they are considering for the mixed use development is like, okay, well, if you're going to bring in a golf course and a fire truck and all these other houses, you're going to need another school. So we're going to pass that fee on to you, Mr. Builder. And he's trying to weigh that out right now, I guess, which, Berkeley County, we've got Cane Bay middle, high, and elementary. We've got the Nexton middle that's opening in
the
fall of 26. We've got BEE elementary, which is opening in fall of 26. So sure, Berkeley County is going to be like, yeah, bring us another school. Like
sure.
they're going to go with a green light for sure.
Well, and the funny thing is that Berkeley County has had like a moratorium on large scale development, right? And to build Lake Village, they would have to lift that moratorium to approve the project.
Right.
And then the county already lifted it in November 2024. So, are we really putting a pause on it, or are we just kind of making people feel good and then just saying, well, just one more, just this one, and then we'll stop.
Just these 5,500. So the thing we want to keep and have you keep drop that out of the.
If you're a resident,
if you live here, the thing you're going to want to do is put June 23rd on your calendar. It is a Tuesday, I believe. It is a Tuesday. And so you're going to want to go to the Berkeley County Administration Building and bring your neighbor and bring your voice and bring your talking points. And you're going to get a chance to present all of that information to the builder as a resident of Cane Bay, which is key, because we aren't done having this conversation. They might have paused it. We might be kicking the can a little further down the road. We don't know, but you still get a chance to get a vote in and get your voice heard, which is why we're having this conversation this week.
Yeah, and let's talk directly to those who are considering Cane Bay, right?
Yeah.
And maybe you've been following our channel. Maybe you've toured out homes out there, or you're already under contract. We're just trying to be proactive and say, hey, this is coming. So if you're looking at neighborhoods that border where this new community is going to be built,
this is key.
You want to know, hey, those trees may not be there.
Don't fall in love with those trees.
Or this cute little dead end road that you live off of may be a pass through.
Yeah. And Cane Bay is such a great community. Like we've said several times, we live here. We chose it for a reason. We liked that it was a community that we weren't the new kids moving into town, right? We wanted it to be like, okay, well, everybody here is from somewhere else because it's a new community. It hasn't even been here that long.
Right.
So we liked that aspect. We wanted something, easy peasy. We wanted to be around. We didn't move into a 55 plus. We moved into a regular neighborhood. We wanted to be around littles and middles and bigs and, the elderly community, which we have where we are. So we like it here. We like the way it is. We also understand what it's like when you have a tree, or like in our case, our neighborhood didn't have it wasn't a pass through.
Right.
There was a road that wasn't open or wasn't even like built all the way. Well, since the 2 years that we've come here, when we moved here from California, that road is now a main part of getting into the community. And now our neighborhood is a pass through community, whereas that wasn't the case. So we're speaking to this from like boots on the ground. We know what it's like to watch your community totally change when you're like, wait a minute, that's not what we bought.
Well, and the whole idea is this, if it gets built the right way, and if they're proactive about the infrastructure and they invest in the community to make sure that it's not a burden, then, a walkable village, that sounds cool.
Yeah.
Waterfront dining, having more retail in the area.
Wouldn't that be nice? There's a side note, like here in the Charleston area, there's just not a lot of waterfront dining. I mean, we go to Monk's.
Well, you go to Charleston, and even then though,
there's nothing where you can you can like sit waterfront and have, your dinner or cocktails or
Fleet Landing and
like maybe there's some other new place, Cooper. Anyway, we would like that up here in Cane Bay. We would like to not have to just drive to Charleston for the one or two places. We would like that. No lie.
Or if there were more local restaurants instead of us having to go to Nexton, which is about 20 minutes away, or having to go to downtown Somerville, which is 25 minutes away.
Yeah.
It would just give us more options.
Sure. And who's gonna say no to that, right? Like we know what happens when, like, obviously we're from California, but like we know what happens when money makes more decisions than the community. Mm-hmm. we have seen that play out in California loud and proud, which is why one of the reasons we left it.
Yeah, and we want to make sure we're presenting both sides of the situation, because you would think, well, they're realtors. If there are 55 dwelling units, hand quotes, then that's all the more business for these guys to handle. But again, we want to make sure it's done right. We want to make sure that everyone's happy that they're here, that it's not chaos because now there's 15,000 more people in the same area where there's already traffic. Yeah.
And one of the things that would be helpful as a resident, I think, would be if they would, in one of the notes that we made about this, is that they would essentially handle the traffic that we currently have, whether it's building bigger roads or putting more lights in place or whatever that management, air quotes, looks like. If they would do that first, they would probably have a further more viability with the community as like, oh, they're going to be true to their word, right, instead of just like, no, trust us, we're going to do it. And then we have evidence to say the contrary,
Well, and one of the proposed things about this Lake Village situation is that having those impact reports on the traffic as the community is being built out. And if they find that, hey, the growth is outpacing our ability to get around town, then it's a situation where they can pause construction and say, we got to fix this before we keep moving forward.
And I want a sign that says construction has been paused. Like,
Yeah.
I want to know, like, oh, look, they're pausing construction, because that's going to impact all of us with the Lake Village coming through. Like, no, you know, like Dan was making the point earlier, like, we want to make sure that if you're working with us and we're looking in Cane Bay, obviously we're going to start with our own community because we love it, but like, we're not putting you right on top of what's about to be, you know, dust and debris and trees going away and being like, no, it's great. That those construction crews and, you know, all of the sewer trucks that got to come through and all the piping and all that, like, that impacts all of us. There's not too many roads in and around Cane Bay. They're pretty much 2 roads in and 2 roads out. So like, we're all going to know when the sewer lines are coming through and I mean, it just impacts all of us. So if we're working with you, we're going to make sure that we're being very, very clear on what that looks like for you to become a resident of this community.
Now, as we promised earlier in the video, we are going to give you like tools to work with.
Yes.
So don't leave yet.
Yeah.
But before we do that,
yes, let's go, Dan.
it is time
Oh,
for
Gen X. The Gen X fun fact.
Gen X fun fact.
So if you are new here, one of the things that we like to do every video is where he tries to stump me on something from back in the day. So pop music, pop culture, something we ate, some toy that we fell in love with, something we drank, whatever. And I try and get it. And sometimes I get it. I won't know if you get it, but if you do, put it in the comments below. Let us know that you got the answer, because that's always fun. And if you do have any other questions or comments, start those with XXX, because we are Generation X. That way we can find them easier in the video below.
Yep.
All right, Dan.
Okay. It might be quick and easy.
Okay.
So in 1974.
You had a girlfriend like that once.
Hey now.
You did not marry her.
No. Okay. 1974.
Okay. Oof.
There was something published that was a life-saving technique. What was it?
74.
You're not going to believe it.
A life-saving technique.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I want to say Staying Alive, where you're doing the CPR, but that movie and album hadn't come out. Life-saving technique. Stop, drop, and roll.
That's a good one. They really pushed that when we were kids.
I know, you're going to save yourself.
Yeah.
That and quicksand.
Yeah.
What? No, tell me. Is it not stop, drop, and roll?
You're not going to believe this. The Heimlich maneuver was officially published in 1974. So the question I have is,
what? What did they do before
that?
Just choke.
Isn't that weird? Like, in your mind, you're like, oh, the Heimlich maneuver, that's been around for centuries. No. Before it was just like, oh, that guy's going to die.
Oh, shove him up against the corner of a counter.
Smack his back till it comes out.
It was introduced to the public.
It was published officially as a technique.
Okay, I did not get it. I got stop, drop, and roll. What did you get? Please let us know in the comments below if you're listening to this on podcast.
Crazy, right?
We love you. I wish there was a way to comment on the podcast. You could send us an email. If you wanted to send us an email and let us know if you got it, it's info@mygenxteam.com, and let us know if you got that fun fact. That would be fun. Brother. Heimlich maneuver. Yep. All right. Go ahead, Dan.
Let's get back to it.
Okay. So here are your takeaways and your walkaways. June 23rd, you get a chance to go to the Berkeley County meeting where we're going to be. Well, I don't know if it's Tuesday, we're going to be here. Sorry. You got to go on our behalf. Where you're going to get a chance as a neighbor, as a resident of this, to hear, let them hear your voice. Let them, know what you think, feel, want, desire, support, don't support, right? Like that's key.
Yeah. And I mean, we specifically chose South Carolina to live. We specifically chose Somerville, and we chose Bay Plantation. So for us, we have mixed feelings about it because, people who want to move here and fell in love with it. And there's people that
not exactly.
Yeah. Then there's opposing feelings about it.
Yeah. And we're not here to bash. We're not here to support. We're just here to be like, we have to have some more conversation about it.
Mhm.
Kind of along the lines of, Charlie Kirk would always say, like, we're just talking. We're just having a dialogue. Like there's no, obviously we want to have some resolution and some decisions, but we don't want to just like think that we're being placated. Like that would suck
Right.
to feel like you're just being placated of like, that's nice. We're going to do it anyway. Like the data centers from the other day. We're not anti-growth. We're not anti-AI. We're not, we want to be honest about that. We just want some more like skin in the game from the builder on like, do what you said you were going to do with the infrastructure, things that you said you would put in place before you kept building.
We're pro accountability. We're pro infrastructure, obviously. And, we're pro community. I mean, we care about, we didn't come in here to take over. We came in here to join a community that was already here and thriving, and the most wonderful people you could meet, honestly.
We listen to the Facebook groups when they say, don't bring your politics, or they say, don't try and change South Carolina. Okay,
Right.
We're not.
No.
Tell the developer that.
Right.
Exactly. We don't want every community. Like we moved here because it looked different. It felt different. It smelled different. The weather was different. The whole, everything opposite of California was in South Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't want it to just turn into what we left, like overdeveloped, overutilized,
made generic.
Yeah. Like cookie cutter. Like that's not, and we're not just two voices. Like clearly there is an entire community that feels this way. So,
and we're going to be honest with you, and that's how we operate.
Yeah.
So if you're thinking about moving here, we're not going to sell you on a zip code. We're not going to tell you what you want to hear just to get the transaction closed so that we can make money off of you.
Yeah.
Our job is to match you with the right place in the point of life that you're at.
Well, and we want to be your friends when we're done, right?
Yeah.
Like we want to work with you, in getting you the right thing. But when you're making that mortgage payment every month, the last thing we want is to have our names be a curse word on your lips every month that you're making that. And that's what could happen if we're not being straightforward with you. So yes, we, like I said at the beginning, we're taking a huge risk by bringing this information to you. But it's worth it to us because that's just, we're Generation X. We don't play.
We take chances. Baby.
We take chances. We moved across country. We're kind of risk takers anyway. And by the way, Generation X was ignored a lot of times. So we're doing everything we can to not be ignored anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So I think that's it, right, babe? I think we got all of our notes. Again, June 23rd, that is your next opportunity. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, please leave them in the comments below. We want to hear from you, whether you're thinking about moving here or you currently live in our community. We will be here as residents with you in the fight.
That's right.
Dang it. We'll see you around town.
Bye-bye.